Ole.
Nathaniel.
Carlos.
Wanker.
Pendejo.
Beer.
The Nathaniel and Carlos Beer Tasting Show podcast.
Jesus Christ, Carlos, wait for the show to start.
Oh man, but the red light's on already. I thought it started.
Ugh. All right then, how you doing today, Carlos?
Man, you want to hear something funny?
Sure.
I don't know how funny it is, but check it out. You know, I'm new to this magic mail and the little glowy box that buzzes and all the good stuff, and all these things are still pretty new to me. I started getting these messages from, and I'm gonna call it an establishment in the town that we're living in right now. You know?
Yes.
It's a place where you go and they tell you that they're gonna serve you a steak and shrimp and stuff, but then a bunch of ladies take off their clothes and spin around a pole.
So, I could do more to hear about this establishment.
Well, they keep telling me like, "Hey man, we're open," and I'm like, "How can you be open?" And they're like, "Shh."
Oh dear.
What? I don't think I should go.
Not yet. Wait till I get there, then we'll go.
Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna need some backup essay because it sounds like a place Carlos wants to go, but if they don't want me to tell nobody I'm going, essay, there's something fishy about that. You know, I like living in this country, you know.
You can be my personal manservant or something. I don't know.
Ole.
Anyway, so yes, this establishment that's open but shouldn't be with ladies spinning around the pole and steak and shrimp. I was sold on steak and shrimp, but that was just garlic butter on the top.
Ole.
What?
Before we get started, man, I want to kind of shout out to a couple of people, let's say.
Okay, then, go for it.
Because believe it or not, despite what the numbers under the video say, man, we got some fans.
Holy crap.
Ole, man, Lilith. Lilith has been supporting us since day one, it looks like. And, you know, she came to the beer tasting show, so she got to see us in person.
She came twice at least.
Ole. But she's been paying attention on the Facebook. She's been liking stuff. I actually had a kind of a short little chat with her, I guess, on the typey thing. And she's always been just such a nice person. So I want to thank her for all of her support so far.
Absolutely, indeed. Thank you, Lilith, for supporting our drunken endeavors and our ridiculous antics.
Ole. Just because I see his name pop up from time to time, so I feel like he's listening too. I want to say thank you to William Stoneburner as
I do remember William Stoneburner fondly. He was a huge fan of our beers. Well, they're not our beers, but what we served. And he did support the show by tipping us quite well.
Ole, boy, howdy.
$100 billion.
And you know, I gotta throw one more out. You know who is coming?
Who?
Opal and Jade. I have not seen the new teaser for the weekend coming, but I think it's safe to assume that they're gonna be playing Saturday at 7 p.m. And even if they're not for whatever reason, essay, you can go to Opal and Jade Off Color Treasures on Facebook, and you can watch all the old shows, man. You can watch them the full length. Throw some at their Venmo. Throw some at our Venmo. Let's get everybody going again, essay.
Carlos, did you say nude teaser? Because that's what I thought I heard.
I'm pretty sure I meant to say new. With Opal and Jade, I would be okay with the other option too.
Okay. Oh, good morning already. Excellent.
And my last shout out, I want to say, you know, I got to say it.
Just say it.
Mr. James Graham, I know he's listening out there, essays.
Oh, yes.
He's a brother from another mother, essay.
You know what? I've got a shout out too. I know there's one person that always listens. Her name is Sandra Klawinski.
Ole.
And I'm not saying that any relation to me or anything close to that, but she always listens to our show.
Ole. Man, that's all we ask, man. Listen to it. If you like it, share it. Put the little like button on it. If you don't like it, share it anyway.
No, and I guess bad publicity is still publicity, I suppose.
Have you seen who is famous nowadays, I say?
I
mean, all these people that have you seen? There's people they call influencers, and then you got people that get it out. YouTube celebrities, man. Come on, who's gonna get famous on YouTube?
Well, I thought we were kind of hoping to.
We're trying, everybody. Please help us.
So very hard. We're trying.
Ole.
So what's been happening lately, Carlos?
Hey man, I was looking at this thing. Check it out. Have you heard of the Whiskey Run 5K?
I have not, but Whiskey Run sounds fun.
Ole, man, I think it's gonna be right up your alley. Check it out. They postponed it, because of everything that's going on right now. It's gonna be Sunday, August 23rd. Gonna start at 8:30 a.m. Now, I mean, it is in Martin City, Missouri, but it's still a cool thing to hear about. It's a 5K run, essay, but they're gonna feed you at the beginning of it, and then at the end of it, I guess if you survive, because that's a long way to run, there's going to be a post-race whiskey tasting essay.
That sounds like fun, but I was a tad bit confused. Oh, when you said whiskey run, I figured maybe they would make you run while having whiskey in your hand, maybe not stop a dropper or something like that, or just get completely hammered and try to run 5K in a straight line.
I would hate to be the cleanup crew.
Oh, hazard pay.
But it's put together by Lucas Wine and Spirits. They started doing it in 2013, and when you get to the end of it, they do a whiskey tasting. They got Tom's Town, Union Horse, Jim Beam, Fine Farms. There's some people supplying for that, so it sounds like a fun thing. Me personally, I do not know if you were drinking whiskey during the thing, how you would even find the end of it.
Right. Try to walk in a single straight line off of whiskey. It's not credible. Maybe there's blokes guiding you this way. This over here. And where was this again, Carlos?
This is going to be in Martin City, Missouri, over by Kansas City.
I vaguely know where that's at. It's a long donkey ride, so we'll probably not be there. But if you do manage to get there, if you're listening, let us know how it goes. I'm curious.
Oh, there.
So, Carlos, you know how I like to type in beer and watch whatever pops up on the Amazon or whatever have you.
Oh, there.
So what I found is this comedian. His name is Paul F. Tompkins. Apparently, he's somewhat famous in the comic world. He's been everywhere with the Colbert, and he's Bob Odenkirk and David Cross. He's mates with them. Patton Oswalt. He's a name, but I found this show he did on HBO from several years ago. It was Paul F. Tompkins, Driven to Drink, and he literally discusses the peculiar dichotomy between the drinking world and the sober world, how there are two different types of people who think and how they shouldn't trust each other. And then he goes on to fondly reminisce about his first beer and exactly what feelings and emotions the beer brings up. And I do encourage everybody to watch that. It's called Paul F. Tompkins, Driven to Drink. I found it on the YouTube, but I'm sure it's in other places as well. Currently, right now, he's hosting a podcast called Speak Easy, which still fits in with the drinking theme, especially in this current climate. But he has all kinds of celebrities, Nathan Fillion and other blokes like, David Cross and Patton Oswalt and that. So check that out as well. You get a chance. But yes, go watch Paul F. Tompkins' Driven to Drink. And consequently, he slams full, heavy-duty looking stouts throughout the show. So I applaud his effort to try to maintain sobriety while he's giving a comic monologue. But yeah, go check it out. I had great fun. I watched it this morning. I've seen it for several times over the years, and it reminds you of why you like beer.
I think if we tried to do that on this podcast, at least 10 minutes into it, we would not be funny.
We would only be funny to each other.
So speaking of comedians, I found this other thing. It's called comedycraftbeers.com. They teamed up with a company called Wicked Funny Productions. And what they're doing is they're putting together stand-up shows on the Zoom. So you go to the website and you can make donations, because they're going to do a fund to help out comedians who can't really do their job right now. But they're going to sell tickets, and you get an email an hour before the show. And then you go on to the show on Zoom and you watch the whole thing like you're there in the audience. And it's funny. They got rules on there. It's like, hey, don't have your kids there. Please no pets messing with the camera, stuff like that. They've also got gift certificates you can go on and buy. So if I wanted to buy a show for you to go see, I could send you the number for the gift certificate and you could log on and see the show. But I think one of the funnier things they have a quote unquote bouncers present. So if you're breaking the rules, like if you're showing your naughty bits on the camera or doing something like that, the bouncers will punch you out of the show.
That's almost imperative, I think, because there's always internet trolls hanging about and you really shouldn't feed those blokes. I really like the Zoom thing. I've been following it all over the internet, and it's even been on the television just this past weekend. I think I mentioned this to you and your brother, that I saw Andrew freaking Dice Clay doing a comedy show, and he still looks the same, only a bit older. He's got shorter hair, and maybe he's calmed down a bit. And apparently he's even sanitized Mother Goose, as opposed to what he used to do back in the 90s.
A message from Dice. You want to be in this crazy business? You know how rude people are?
Yes, this was via Zoom, and it was on the Weather Channel, I believe I saw it. But everything was through Zoom. It was different celebrities and comedians doing stuff. A lot of my friends talk about Zoom. They're even doing gaming on Zoom now, as well as the Discord and stuff like that. So nerds unite and bring the world together when we can't be together separately. It's great. I love it.
Oh, no. Yeah, the Zoom is making the things work, because even these comedy shows, they got shows booked all the way through September, and you're usually looking at like 2 or 3 stand-ups a night. So it looks like a pretty solid card that they have going there.
I don't think Zoom would help us much unless there was some way we could actually pull beer into the internet and it would come out the other side and they could taste it. We need to get on that. We need to get some kind of node on that to let us pull beer into some kind of interface and it comes out the other side. We know nerds. We can do this. We can make this happen, Carlos.
Well, if anyone's interested, we do post what beers we're gonna try in that episode. So if you have them or you want to go out and get them, you can taste it with us.
And that's actually a really good idea. And tell us what you think. Tell me if I'm full of crap or if you agree with me. That's not a bad idea. I didn't even think that's how we ran the show in person. So do that. Go get the beer that we posted and drink it while I'm drinking it. And tell me if I'm full of it.
You are so foolish.
Whoa, languages, man. Sometimes these little cut-ins, man, they go rogue. Speaking of language, I don't think you're going to like what you read in the comments, I say.
I never read the comments.
Oh, that's smart, I say. That's the mistake that I keep making.
I just want to see that there are comments. Somebody's paying attention to me. It's not you and Eliza.
We got a couple. Kevin Griffin commented the other day.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah, I responded to it.
I will look.
Oh, there.
Do you know what's happening this week, Carlos? In fact, Friday.
Friday? I'm probably gonna try to sleep late that day.
The bars and breweries are reopening.
What?
Indeed, it's at least here in Texas. I don't know about the rest of the country, but as of this Friday, May 22nd, the bars are opening at 25% capacity. Can't belly up to the bar, no bar ordering, only tables. And all this is being overseen by the TABC, which we're licensed by the TABC to do this, especially service and stuff like that. But, as excited as I am about the pubs and breweries reopening, I urge you all to just be safe. Follow the guidelines. Do what the bartenders told you. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. Don't be that guy or don't be that girl. Just don't. If you go in there, you do what you're told and have a good time, darn it. Just that's what they're there for.
Don't be that lady at Red Lobster who got beat up by the employees because she stormed in without a mask on and a refund.
Yeah, don't be her.
So the bars are open, I say, but guess what? That doesn't mean you still can't order online. I was looking around. I think I want to start talking about this every week, maybe. I was looking at the Eighth Wonder store. You remember how we talked about the Brigadoon Brewery store?
Yes.
I was digging through the Eighth Wonder store because you like the Tex beer so much, remember?
Yes, I do.
And they got gift cards. They got T-shirts, shot glasses, tulip glasses, neat glasses, rock glasses, stem glass. Man, they got a bunch of glasses, but they also got basketball jerseys. They got frozen pouches. They got a 16-ounce stadium cup, because everything's like the Astros there. They have a glass with it's their name, but it's done up like the old Astro World logo. They got a green backpack. They got playing cards. They got a fanny pack. But I think my favorite thing on there, because it was somebody's birthday yesterday.
Whose?
Yesterday was Andre the Giant's birthday, essay.
Oh, Andre the Giant.
But at the Eighth Wonder, they got a T-shirt with Andre the Giant on it and their logo, because Andre the Giant was called the Eighth Wonder of the world.
I remember. Yes.
Anybody want a peanut?
Olé, so I thought about picking that shirt up. They got a few left. So yeah, if you got a minute, if you want to see some really funny stuff, they have a shirt with they look like Wonder Woman holding a keg. They got just all kinds of really fun stuff and a lot of nods to the Astros and the Astrodome and that kind of thing.
So do you know, further to that, this has actually been the week ending of May 9th, the Cinco de Mayo week, has been, in fact, the biggest off-premise sales week for independent craft breweries since July 4th of last year. Just during that week, they had $983 million worth of sales. Almost $1 billion in off-premises sales in 1 week for our local, not just local, but nationwide craft breweries. I thought that was impressive, since usually yearly sales are only about 500 million. So I guess the beer closers, the brewery closers, and the pub closers have done something for their off-premise sales, but to the tune of 983 million. They're actually expecting more on Memorial Day weekend, which is this coming weekend, I believe. And in the current climate, I believe that's a good thing. Maybe let's do it. 2.5 billion. I'm calling it right now.
Well, not to be that guy, but with the bars reopening and everything happening, I've heard restaurant owners that I've seen have been talking about, we're open, but people still not sure if they should come in or not type thing. And I know me personally, I'm not in a big rush to run out into the world yet. So Memorial Day weekend, I actually plan on spending it at home, nice and safe, with my hot cocoa and my beer I got at the house. But I think down the road, as soon as you and I could get in the same room, ole.
I most likely will too. I have been to a restaurant once for a business meeting for the show I'm about to put on here at the TRF this coming season. But it was just us. And they were following all the guidelines and social distance rules. So I'm confident that some of the restaurants will do as they're supposed to and not let huge crowds in and keep the table is well far apart.
Oh, wait a second. You said you're doing a show?
I am doing a show.
What kind of show?
Carlos, do you remember how we were both fighters in a fight show?
Oh, my body reminds me every morning, I say.
And now I am breaking my own personal retirement, and I am going back to my nightly roots and joining the full armored combat show. So what happens is we strap on full plate armor and beat the hell out of each other with real metal weapons.
Olé.
All right, we'll call it a draw.
If you want to look it up on the YouTube, just type IMCF. This is a huge thing. It's not just, four blokes here in Houston just strapping armor and beating the crap out of each other. There's a whole culture and sport related to this. It's called the American Combat League, international medieval combat stuff. There's a Battle of the Nations that happens, well, not this year, but it's usually happening every year, where knights from different countries, and the American knights, I have a special place. They actually look spectacular, even though I'm British. Rule Britannia, they beat the Americans, of course, unfortunately, but they look spectacular in their American armor. There's one bloke named Stephen Cumby who wears a Texas flag on his pauldron. But yes, this is what I'm doing at TRF. If you were there last year, you probably saw the full armored combat show out in the cloister. This year, we're going to be somewhere else, and I'm not at liberty to tell you right now, but it's very, very exciting. And if you want to see what we're up to, go to the Book of Faces and type in full armored combat, and it should pop up, and there's some videos and some information. There's also a website, fullarmoredcombat.com, where you can also look up some more information. It's hosted by one of my own dear friends, Joshua Kuhlman, who has been part of my group at the TRF for several years now. He is running the show along with some other notables that I'm still not at liberty to mention, but you will see them soon. I'm actually still trying to seduce Carlos into doing this, if his body will allow. My first practice is this Saturday at one more place I'm going to plug here real quick just because I'm doing it. It's called the Battlefields at Neblet Creek. It's in Anderson, Texas. Give that a look. It's on the Book of Faces. Check it out. Give them a like, share, subscribe, blah, blah, all that stuff. You know what to do.
Yeah, and if they have a link, we'll put the link under this video as well so other people can give it a good look.
They have a link, and I will send it to you here in a short.
Ole. So, hey, man, it goes great with beating each other up and drinking and beating each other up.
Go ahead and enlighten me.
That meant food essay.
That's where I was going to go with that. Thank you, Carlos.
Food essay, man. You got to drink or beat each other up. You're going to get hungry, essay. So check it out. I went on this site. It's called porchdrinking.com, and they got a section on there where they're talking about cooking with beer. And, hey, we like to talk about beer. So I pulled up a couple of things that look tasty to me that we can share, and other people can go on their website and kind of read at your leisure, because there's a lot more stuff on there than what we're going to talk about. But they had a beery, cheesy fondue. They have an ad for a book with a beer that's all bread recipes. And then this one got me good. It's a raspberry cheesecake with Weldworks Brewing Raspberry Cheesecake Berliner essay.
Oh, that's going to be tasty and sour. Hey, Carlos, you missed a chance there to work in Celis Brewery, and I'm surprised at you.
I thought we were getting to there. I said we just hadn't got there yet.
Okay, I mean, just the raspberry cheesecake thing and the current release of the raspberry flavor.
Well, man, yeah, they got the raspberry, and they're opening up on the 22nd as well. Celis Brewery gonna be open. Oh my, we gotta figure out how to get out there. Tony, I miss you so much. My heart is beating. Oh,
there it is. There's the Celis plug I was looking for. I love cooking. I cook all the time, and I do a lot of beer cooking. In fact, a few 1 or 2 weeks into the show at Sherwood, I did post one of my favorite beer recipes for something on our Facebook page. I will try to work beer in somewhere in just about everything I cook because I am that steeped in lager. I use beer all the time, and I'm interested in looking up and trying some of these recipes on portsdrinking.com, you said.
See.
All right.
I helped a friend out, and I worked a thing one time. It was a mud run at TRF when they used to do, remember they did the mud run?
Yes, the mud runs. Yes, I remember.
And I would throw tomatoes at people. And what happened one day is right at the end of it, the race was finished, yeah? And right at the end of it, it started raining really bad. And I was already wet now because there's just rain on me. So I helped him. I stayed and I helped him put all the fencing up and all that good stuff because I was already soaked. I wasn't going to get any wetter, right? I helped him put the fencing up, and the guy running it, he told me, he's like, hey, say, man, thank you so much for helping. I'm going to give you a free case of beer. I was like, orale, I'm going to get a case of beer. And I went to thank him for giving me the case of beer. sure in case he ever listened to this, but it was not beer that I like. It was a case of like Miller Lite Tall Boys. So
We're going to get into this later, but keep going.
it's not a beer that I like to drink, you know. I don't want to drink that out of the can. But I brought it home and we used all of it to cook and barbecue.
For undrinkable beer, that is possibly the best use you could have for it. So yes, Carlos, do you know what time it is?
It's 10:32 a.m.
Oh, bloody hell. Every time. No, it is time for Weird Beer Facts. Okay, weird beer facts. You know, you can go swimming in a pool of beer at the Schloss Starkenberger Brewery in Terence, Austria. The bath is said to promote healthy skin. So, hey, Carlos, don't be in that pool.
I was gonna ask, you think that you think they're policing that? Because depending on the beer, you might not even notice this.
It gives a whole new meaning to piss water. I saw that this morning and I was like, oh, there's no way we can keep this completely clean and not go into the obvious route of typical humor.
And your beer tastes like piss.
We know, because we piss in it.
I do not want your jelly bits in my beer.
Just going to wiggle about. I'm fairly certain this beer isn't for drinking.
When you dive down, you're telling me you're not going to take a big gulp?
I mean, the first time I probably will. It's going to happen. And it's inevitable that some will get in your mouth.
If for no other reason other than to say, one time I was swimming in a giant lake of beer and I drank some of it.
I've got a mate that lives in Vienna. I'm going to ask her if she's ever been to this Schloss Starkenberger and taken a dip in the brewery pool for her healthy skin. She is beautiful, but yes, I'm going to ask her and I will get back to you on this because thought that was funny and I had to share that. All right, number 2, Carlos, we've both seen this at TRF. Drinking a yard of ale is traditional coming of age ceremony in Britain. The young men must drink 3 pints without stopping from a yard-long glass tube with a bulb on the end. Now, I know I personally have seen many people walking about with this yard of ale thing, and I don't know if they've drank it without stopping. And for some reason, I thought it would be considerably more than just 3 pints. That's a thing in England and apparently at TRF.
It's like a liquid version of Fruit by the Foot.
Apparently. Only you're going to pee roariously afterwards.
Olé.
Okay, this one you might know. You might have heard of it, being a beer aficionado, and I'm pretty sure many of you have. The German Reinheitsgebot, or purity laws, decreed by Duke Wilhelm IV of Bavaria in 1516, stated that only barley, hops, and water could be used in the brewing of beer. The law is still in existence, though with several modifications. One being that they can use yeast for fermenting, because I don't think whoever wrote that law understood about fermentation. But I do know the brewers did, and they just didn't tell the guy that they put yeast in it.
That's very sneaky.
You know, if you're going to make a law about something, learn about it first. Maybe know that yeast is what causes the bubbles in the alcohol.
Olé.
Just a thought. Those are my weird beer facts for today.
Olé.
I'm actually running out. I've got to find more.
Oh man, does that mean it's time for the main event?
I believe it is.
Hey, boy, before we get going, I just noticed something.
What's that?
I just heard Eliza in the weird beer facts thing, man. Is she there?
No, she's not here. No, that's some magic I'm able to perform.
Hey, man, since she's not here, and just in case she is listening, man, she does such a good job.
Absolutely wonderful job. I am sad that I have to pour my beer today, and she is not here to help me with that, because she does way better at pouring than I ever will.
Oh, Larry, we just could not do it without her, and sometimes we have to, but it's okay, because we're thinking about her and wishing she was here, just so she don't cuss at us again.
And throw things at me like she did last time. Okay, anyway.
Hey, baby, ¿qué pasó?
I thought I was your only vato.
Olé!
Yes, I can speak Spanish with an English accent. It just sounds really weird.
Hey, man, you remember Pancho Claus?
I do remember. He's actually alive and well still.
Nah, he's still doing this thing. I saw. Olé.
I'm glad he's like 87. Did you know that?
Yeah, but man, he looks good for 87 though.
Carlos, I have to confess something. I've had a somewhat heck week, so I was unable to procure my usual selection of fine craft brews. So we're going to go in a different direction today.
Oh, man, what you got?
We are going to cover beers that you might have already had, but typically overlook because they're not craft beers.
Oh, hey, man, it's still beer, right?
Still beer. For our first offering, we have Rolling Rock Extra Pale. Carlos, do you want to mention a few things while I am pouring it?
Olé, the Rolling Rock Extra Pale. We're looking at a 4.4 ABV. It's got a full flavor and a subtle bite. Light to medium body and color. Pale barley malt, rice, and corn essay. And the Beer Advocate gave this one a 62.
Rolling Rock Premium Beer.
Okay, I'm going to explain a few things about that 62. One, Rolling Rock has a specific flavor. It comes from a byproduct of the brewing process called dimethyl sulfide. And what people will say is that it smells like wet cardboard or sweet corn. And they're lying because they don't know what wet cardboard or sweet corn smells like. What it actually smells like is a skunk. And this one, it's not bad. I can barely smell it. It's what's called an off flavor. It's not a normal flavor from what you get from a lagering process. And Rolling Rock, especially in the green bottles, and most beers in green bottles are famous for having this dimethyl sulfide off flavor. For me, it's not a no-sell.
So like the Heine.
I was just admiring your hiney.
You behave.
Yes, like the Heine. A lot of the things you get in the green bottles have that skunk kind of odor to it and kind of a weird, not after flavor, but one that kind of punches you right in the face and not in a good way. I personally am fond of it. I like that flavor. It's like I said, it's not a no-sell for me. But a lot of beer aficionados will overlook Rolling Rock and give it piss poor scores like, 62 because of that very specific flavor.
That kind of reminds me of something, man. I know I smoked some stuff that kind of smelled like a skunk.
It's similar. I will look that up later and tell you in the comments. It's called dimethyl sulfide, or DMS. You will find it all over the interwebs about people trashing specific beers. Don't buy it. Don't buy into the hype. Just don't. Judge for yourself before you listen to, hell, even people like me. I have my favorites. Rolling Rock does have a special place in my heart. It's one of the first beers I ever bought myself at a bar because it's cheap. So, Carlos, do you have a toast for us?
Hey, man, I do.
All right. Mugs up.
All right, mugs up. You ready?
I'm ready.
May we be who our pets think we are.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Ole.
I don't think I could ever be that good. Anyway,
Ole.
3, 2, 1. So there's not a lot of flavor. It's got the tingle of alcohol, and that's about it. There's a little bit of malt and a little bit of hops, but nothing major.
I thought you said you liked this one.
Do you know what? I have heard this described as a really good lawn mowing beer, as something you want to drink after you've been working hard out in the yard all day. This is a very refreshing beer.
I said, that's good, especially it's getting hotter outside. I know, I just did some yard work the other day. I would go for anything after that. It was rough.
A 12 of Rolling Rock will only set you back about $9, despite the fact that it tastes almost like seltzer. It packs 4.5% alcohol. It's definitely a beer, and after 4 or 5 of these, you will know it's a beer by how you can't see straight anymore.
So for anyone wanting to donate to our Venmo, that was like $10 right there. Ole.
Disregard the hype. I quite like Rolling Rock. It's refreshing. It's a nice light beer to start the morning with as we get darker and more potent. Okay, next beer. This is another one you might have tried. It's another one you might have overlooked in the face of, okay, I like Blue Moon. It's a Belgian white, and granted, there are more worthy Belgian whites out there. Celis, looking at you. But this also holds a special place in my heart. I drink so much of it in my younger days that I can taste it without actually drinking it. That's how well I know this beer. Slice of orange, and you're there. Carlos, you want to tell people about it?
Ole, Blue Moon has got a 5.4. The aroma consists of an orange rind with winter spices and malts, coriander, nutmeg, cloves, sourdough, marmalade, and weed. It gets a 78 according to the Beer Advocate, and Carlos would like to say that Blue Moon is also one of my personal favorites.
There we go. I know what to get you next time. So I've got the toast this time. May we never go to hell, but always be on our way.
Ole.
3, 2, 1. Oh, I love Blue Moon. It's everything that I like about a light Hefeweizen. Well, actually being a light Hefeweizen. It's really dark and cloudy, and it smells like Fruity Pebbles. I like fruity. It's not a bad thing. It's tasty. I'm missing the slice of orange, but I figured I'd go into this to give you my honest opinion, unadulterated by any additives. There's slight spiciness, but mostly it's just sweet and lovely. I love this beer. I do.
Then why don't you marry it? All right, then.
I will.
I'm a slut for wheat beers. If you haven't noticed, I like these kinds of beers.
You'll remember many years ago, I think when I first met you early on, we would go to this karaoke bar.
Yep.
And I don't know if they had, cannot remember if they had it on sale or not, but I would always get like a pint of Blue Moon with the orange slice on it. And that's usually what I was having in those nights.
Oh, those are some strange nights too, because we ended up staying until 2:00 in the morning, and we were the only ones supporting that poor bloke who was poorly singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Do you remember that, Carlos? The pair of us stood up and did the headbanging bit.
Ole.
When I still had hair.
I mean, I still have mine.
Shut up.
Almost goes down to my butt.
Shut up.
Ole.
That was lovely. I'm sad it was only about 5 ounces. I can drink Blue Moon all day. In fact, I have drank Blue Moon all day on many occasions.
I still have to run to the store, so I still might.
Carlos, our next beer, in fact, I'm going to offer you the challenge of trying this one instead of Blue Moon. This is Paulaner Hefeweizen. If you want to tell them about it, while I pour.
Ole, this one got a 5.3. Light hop flavor, balance of subtle and bitterness, and a fruity character. Ole, got an 85 according to the Beer Advocate.
It's well deserved. The first time I tried this beer, it was actually a recommendation from a German bloke. I was at a restaurant up here by Lake Conroe called Kaiserhof that's now defunct. It's not there anymore, unfortunately. It was a great place, had a beer garden, wonderful food. Anyhow, I was like, hey, bloke, meine Freundin, what is your best, perhaps, Hefeweizen that you have on tap? He goes, oh, that is easy. This is a Paulaner Hefeweizen. I was like, I will try it. And he brought out this giant mug. I thought it was going to be a pint, but it was basically a pitcher all on my own. He goes, here you go. Bam. Set this down, and I just stood there transfixed, and then I drank it, and I was transported to a different world. Just the smell of this brings me back. Oh, dear. Carlos, do you want the toast?
Ole, you're going to like this one.
All right, hit me.
All right, mugs up.
Mugs up.
Here's to lobster tail and beer. 3 of my favorite things.
That went a direction entirely unexpected, and I'm so proud of you.
Ole.
3, 2, 1.
That's funny. He laughing and drinking. I wonder if we're going to get a gurgle.
That was everything I expected from this beer and more. It's a bit more full-bodied than the Blue Moon, with a significantly more spiciness and a little bit heavier on the malts. It's full-bodied. I want you to try this, Carlos. If you can find that when you go to the store later, grab this instead of the Blue Moon and tell me what you think. And you people out there, woo! Try this as well and tell us what you think down in the comments. I was sold on this before I bought it this morning, but now I am more significantly sold. It is still everything I remember from that first time my first sip in that giant pitcher-sized mug that bloke brought me at the beer garden in Conroe. It's glorious. If I ever went to swim in a pool of beer, it would be this beer that I would wish to swim in.
Ole.
Okay, Carlos, would you like to make it more awkward than I just did?
Yeah, man, I think I did earlier, but we're going to bring it up again. I say, don't forget, we do have the Venmo. If anyone is feeling the need to throw a little bit at us to help us get the show funded, we will also give you credit if you do. Orale, we're going to say brought to you by. So, I mean, who doesn't want that? And don't forget to, again, like, share, subscribe. Keep it going. Keep it going. Let's get that love from you guys. Orale. And thank you so much for those who have all day long.
Indeed. And don't forget to go visit my upcoming show website, fullarmorcombat.com, or Facebook, Full Armor Combat. Go learn about that. And Carlos, on behalf of Eliza, who is not here, I will bid you adieu, and I will hopefully talk to you again, probably in like 20 minutes because I get bored easily. But next week, in fact.
Ole, and for everybody out there listening, we love you, we miss you, can't wait to entertain you in person again. Ole, adios.
I cannot stay, I came to say I must be going.
Thank you.